Well, Mercury retrograde ended, so hopefully it's not we're not catching the tail of that
Oh
cat.
no, no, we there we go. It says we're live,
Okay.
but
Yep.
oh,
It's
there we
live.
go. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Intuitive Insights and Tarot. And today we're going to talk about how to get you healthy, right, Frank?
That's correct, Scott. That is correct. Healthy and feeling great and young.
Yeah, yeah, I feel great. I just had my Asea for breakfast. It's a little bit, it's too early for me. It's hard for me to get up right away and have my breakfast and coffee, especially when it's so hot. So, because it's 7:30 in the morning here, I got up at 6:30, so I drank my Asea instead. That's my
Nice.
breakfast.
Nice. Do you find that when you take your CF first thing in the morning that man, you got like a rush of energy and feel pretty good? Like you got that kick. I don't even need a cup of coffee right away. That was the first thing I did was have coffee. I don't do that anymore. First thing is my redox.
Yeah, yeah, it's the first thing I go for every morning, and definitely, I mean, I just feel great since I've been taking it. Um, but so what are we going to talk about today, Frank?
So there's a couple things, Scott. We're going to talk about some testimonials, and I'm going to share with your audience some. We want to talk about the genesis, right, of ASEA. Like how did
Mhm.
this company get started? How long have they been in business, and how did it evolve? There's a genesis video that if you're able to play and the folks are interested in viewing it, I think it's only like 7 minutes long, but it
Mhm.
really talks about some things that I think people could find some appreciation in about the company. So
Yeah,
if
is that in the PowerPoint you sent me?
no, it's not. That was the video that we talked about the genesis. If I need to find it for you, I can
Yeah,
send it
or
to you.
you want to look for it, or should I?
I'll find it out. I'll look for it.
It's the one
And
with the older gentleman, right? He's in his 80s, and he's the one who like started the original company, or he was with the original company.
that's correct.
Yeah, that I found that a fascinating video, and I did. I think people want to know, where did this stuff come from, and he's the person who's been using ASEA longer than anybody else,
He
right?
is the founder. Yeah,
Oh, so he is the founder.
yeah, he's the founder. Virtus Norton is his name. Just need to go to my WhatsApp group.
Mhm.
There's a lot of activity, so bear with me just a second. I apologize for the delay. But
So right. So
in,
well, while you're doing that, let me tell people about a special that I'm doing for Mother's Day. Um, yeah, so until Mother's Day, I'm going to be doing a special price for my private readings, uh, $55. So if anybody's interested in that, then please contact me. Send me an email. My email is in the description down below. And maybe you've never had a reading before from anybody, a tarot card reading, and you you'd like to give it a try. Then I'm offering $55 for 1 hour. I think that's a really good price. And give me something to do because, frankly, Frank, I've been a bit slow and I need things to keep me busy during during the day. Otherwise, idle hands. Been working real hard on putting up a sprinkler system, like a misting spray around my house to try to keep things cool because it's going to be 106 today is the forecast.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Um, yeah, no, that
Now,
that
are you gonna be able to share the video on the Zoom call?
no, I won't be able to share it. I'm gonna send it to you as soon as I can get it.
Oh, you're gonna send? Okay,
Yeah,
because I could probably find it here and share it directly.
and I apologize. I didn't have that queued up.
Let's see where. And after we finish telling people about the great benefits of redox, I'm going to be taking questions here tonight. You can send your questions to my uh, Buy Me a Coffee page if you want to help out. All right, I'm having. There we go. Let me see. So what's the name of that redox that page on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm gonna forward to you right now. I just gotta figure out how to. There we go. Send it messenger. Okay, Scott, I just sent it to your messenger.
Right. Yeah. So let me share my screen. Let's see. Share with sound. Looks like they changed something. Usually on Zoom it says share with sound. There it is. They moved it on me, changing things around. Okay. So.
Yeah, and to your viewers while we're getting it queued up here, please any questions you have after viewing the video, please welcome. Don't be afraid to ask anything.
All right. So can you see this?
Yes.
Right. And this is the video you're talking about, right?
Yeah,
And you're
the
just sort
Genesis
of
video.
the whole thing out. You're looking at a company that's trustworthy. It's because of
Oh, this is 50
gentlemen like
minutes.
Tyler Norton and his father Vertus. And
This one's 50 minutes.
15 or 50.
54 minutes. So
Okay.
we don't
Well,
want to watch this whole video.
no,
This
no, no,
isn't the
no.
one that I was thinking of too. There's one with an old man and he's talking to a young lady.
Maybe it's one I haven't seen. But so the um the founder, Tyler Norton, Bruce Norton, he was a chemical engineer, biochemist of some sort. He worked in multiple different locations, and there was another engineering biochemist who was trying to work on these cell-cycling molecules. And something I didn't realize until I recently read a book on redox is that the first redox molecule wasn't discovered until 1997. And when you put that in perspective, that's not really all that long ago. That's that's relatively new. So when we say the company is breakthrough and the technology is breakthrough,
Hmm.
it truly is because it barely has landed anywhere in the public's knowledge or view. And of course, we can't advertise on national TV or any form of national advertising. It's all in the way of word of mouth, just like we're doing today. I mean, this is basically promoting Asea's products, not so much intentionally, but basically because we want people to know that there's options out there. Don't wait for the med beds. Yeah, we believe they're coming, but this is like pre med bed and it's phenomenal. And we're going to share with you some stories of some folks that posted their information on the Facebook group called Real Redox Results. And these are people globally who have decided to share their personal story. And there's ones that will actually bring tears to your eyes, especially when, I don't know, like what always gets me if it's a child or an animal, it really just touches your heart because what these products do, and really essentially the blue bottle, the Asea Redox Cell Signaling Solution, as well as the Renew 28 gel, which is the topical form of that blue bottle, just just absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, that's the group right there. And we'd welcome you all to join for yourself. Go through it, do the search button for a condition that maybe is of interest to you, because what can't ASEA help with? And I would say there's nearly nothing that it can't help with, because your entire body is cell driven. And if it works on cells, and that's what ASEA does, it's your communication network for your cells to let your cells know, hey, I need to be repaired, I need to be replaced. And your body then takes over. So it's not the molecules that are doing it, by the way. It's your body that's doing it. It's using the molecules that you're supplementing, because as we get older, we start producing less and less and less of these molecules. We're probably from the 50-year age to your 60s, you're probably at about a 40% of what you produced as a young child. So that's significant, because you're prone to more things that happen in your life. And without those molecules in your cells knowing what to do, they can go rogue on you. They could um, just cause other health related issues that you certainly don't want to um, experience. So that's the critical part. And really and truly, I'm I'm my own personal testimony. I wasn't able to see out of my right eye. I think I might have shared the story before. I had
Hmm.
some retina damage due to the diabetes blood sugar control. And I'll tell you, stress is the biggest impact on blood sugars. You could lead a healthy life, and if you don't have your stress managed, whether it's your job or having 3 dogs at the same time, or 6 from last May with my dog having puppies, life throws us a lot of curveballs. And when you get those curveballs, we react. That's our natural reaction. And with a diabetic, that increases their blood sugar, which has negative results on their bodily organs. And unfortunately, I lost vision in my right eye, and I was told I was not going to be able to drive again, and that I would have to have my license suspended, and that just didn't sit very well with me. And then I was
Hmm.
following certain folks on different YouTube videos, like I came in contact with Scott, but Catherine Edwards is who I was inspired for with taking ASEA for the first time. And then on the bigger team, Danielle is who I worked with to help me get started. And she called me about a week after I received my first box and said, hey, Frank, I need you to get a blue glass or brown spray bottle. And she
Hmm.
said, you're gonna pour that same molecules that you drink, you're gonna pour it in this bottle, and you're gonna spray it directly in my eye. And it's like no big deal. I mean, it's just like putting saline solution or wedding drops or something like that.
Right.
And after about 2.5 months of doing that every day, twice a day, as she recommended, I started to be able to see again. I'm like, wait, what? My vision is coming back. And sure
That's
enough,
amazing.
when I went to, yeah, it is. I'm so thankful, Scott. I can't even tell you. Um, when I went back to the retina surgeon in March, he told me this is like unbelievable. This is like not even possible. Um, what do you do? And I told him that I was leading a more healthier lifestyle, blah blah blah. And he's like, "No, your damage is already done. None of that doing now is going to impact what was already done." And I said, "Okay, well, I'm going to share with you. I'm using a product made by this company called Asea, and I'm using redox cell-stimulating molecules, and I'm drinking them, and I'm spraying them right in my eye every day." And I said, I could notice over time that spot, that floater that started as the first problem, is completely gone, and I can see again. My peripheral vision's back. I'm not getting headaches anymore. I'm not as dizzy because only seeing out of one eye. Believe it or not, you get a little dizzy. Um,
Mm,
and he was dumbfounded, the and I'm glad he had a nice reaction. But then I'm sad that he didn't say, "Hey, Frank, how'd you go about getting this? What do you know about it?" I
mhm.
mean, he's a physician. Every physician learns about redox molecules, cell
Mhm.
signaling. It's part of the standard repertoire of the education program. It's just a small piece. So they
Right.
probably forget it because it's not that big. But today, Scott, it's being taught all over the world. Universities all over the world are testing and got all kinds of projects and programs. The thing is, no one can replicate what the company Asea Norton did with creating these molecules, stabilizing them so they can be held for human consumption and really animal consumption and animal health, or
Yeah.
even your plants. Anything
Frank,
with cells.
Frank, I found the Redox page. I want to share it. I want to see if I can share this video.
Awesome. Awesome. I would really love for your audience to be able to see it.
Okay, so this is, and people can go for themselves and check out the real Redox results. But it was a couple of weeks ago, but not a whole lot of posts go up on here, so I think I should be able to find it pretty easy.
Yeah, and what you're seeing, guys, is people that have taken the product, that have come forward and thought, well, you know what? My oh, there's a horse. Look at the difference in the
Yeah.
horse, and that's using the Renew 20HL. Just spectacular. Catherine and Julie and another one of the members, they use the products consistently on their rescue animals. That was a gentleman with
Mm.
cancer, that earlier one. Oh, there's a
Yeah,
breast
sorry for
cancer
rushing. I want to find this video with
video. Yeah, and why? Oh, back up just a little bit. Was that no? That was the doctor one. Sorry. Um, why why does the products help those with people that have rogue cells? And I'm using that term rogue uh, in lieu of saying the other word that starts with a C, because we
right,
cannot make a testimonial that redox cures anything because we are not under the FDA guidelines or restrictions, and nor do we want to be. That would
right.
require them being a little bit more involved and maybe even banning the product altogether. So it's better to stay under the radar like we are, sharing it like we are, and really just word of mouth. And everyone who benefits tells their story in some fashion. Um, and that's the beauty of it, because once you've experienced something beneficial for you, and people say, well, I don't have any health issues right at the moment. And Scott, you didn't either. You had no health issues. But what you're going to feel is just phenomenal. You're going to feel more energy. You're going to feel more clarity. You're going to feel like you're getting younger. I mean, Scott, I think you even referred to it in one of our conversations as, hey, I lost my fountain of youth. I need my fountain of
Yeah,
youth back.
yeah. When I thought I wasn't going to be able to get it over here, which I have to thank you once again for making that happen, Frank. Yeah, I felt
Yeah,
like
sure.
this this is something that's de-aging me, and then I thought it was going to be taken away from me. So I'm really happy to have it
I'm gonna check another WhatsApp group because we know we have that video.
yeah, wow, there. It was a couple of weeks ago. So since I've been, look at all these people who are posting all these amazing results, especially the skin. All the before after. Um,
There's a lot with skincare. I mean, that's obviously the
Hey,
most
this is like what
visual.
I had. I had something like this, and it was really rough and scaly, and it cleared that up.
That's what it does for your skin is just fantastic. I mean, that's I couldn't say more better things about it because everyone wants to have fresh, young, healthy looking skin that doesn't have wrinkles or cellulite or stretch marks or scars or mosquito bites or eczema
Oh, I had
or
a toenail that was really messed up too, and like this, it fixed my toenail. I put the gel on
yeah,
my toenail. Sorry to interrupt you.
it'll cure any of the fungus. And I shouldn't say cure. It will attack the cells that are not
Hmm.
healthy and have your body get rid of them. Yep. And
Really want to
why
find this video.
well, Scott's doing that because so much has been posted in our team member groups, and that's why we're probably having a little bit hard time. But there is a
Go
current
ahead.
promotion that's Asea launched and that ends today, and that is that if you buy one case of the 4 bottles of the liquid, which is $130 plus tax and shipping, um, and those charges, you get a free tube of that gel. Now, if you subscribe, it's 130. If it's just a one-time purchase, it's 160. So that gel
Hmm.
at just a one-time retail purchase, it's a $50 value. If you subscribe, it's reduced price. It's $40, so a $40 value. But if the benefit of subscribing is that you can earn Redox rewards dollars over time, that really adds up. So on every single monthly purchase that you have or subscription that you have, you're going to earn 10% or starting out at 5% over 3 months after that, 10%. And it keeps building through it levels out at 30%. But 30% of $200, say, that's significant. That adds up over time. That starts really adding up. And then you just simply redeem those dollars for other products, the self performance packets, the clay mask, the skincare system, the nice to have instead of the real core products, which is the that blue bottle that's behind Scott under the tiger, and the tube of the renewed 28 gel. That's the topical version. The other part of that Mother's Day promotion is if you're more interested in that skincare system, um, you get a free tube of the clay mask, the bentonite clay mask, which is phenomenal. I love it. I use it a couple times a week. Any luck with the video? I almost want to message
Yeah,
you.
I'm going way back in time here and not find it. But why don't I go to the PowerPoint that you sent me?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, and for your viewers, Scott, your audience, they're more than welcome to join that Facebook group if they're interested and do their own research. You know, kind of put their what kind of condition that they would like to have benefited by, and that could be of benefit to them, and see how the global public has responded in those terms.
Frank, I found it.
Oh,
So
that's awesome. Yeah, I
yeah,
think I'd
let me
love for that people to know that because it's an amazing story and it tells you about the ethics of the company Asea, where um, Vernon had the opportunities to sell out to big pharma, but he made the decision not to, and it's a beautiful story.
okay.
There we go.
So I believe this is okay, it's 17 minutes, but maybe I can just get some of the highlights.
Yeah.
that spent millions and millions of dollars on research. And he's here to kind of tell his story because without this man here in front of me today, I would not be telling the story of these redox molecules that is now starting to sweep the globe. And so, Marlon, with that, tell us a little about yourself and what this product, what caught your eye with this product?
Well, the health and some of the technology that we were using at that time, I was very curious, and of course, one of the researchers that were doing work for us, he suggested that, you know, you could turn this into a drink.
Really?
And so I thought, well, that sounds like the easiest way to go. Besides, maybe we could eventually sell some and make some money.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but first of all, I wanted to make sure the product was safe, and so we went through the tests that you have to go through, and once we found out how good it was, we thought somebody's got to start drinking this, and nobody would. So I says, I'll be the first. I don't care.
No, nobody wanted to
It's not
drink
gonna
it.
Kill me, may not help me, but it might. What if it does? So I started drinking this product back in 1992,
1992. So you've been drinking this product for a long time.
a long time, and no one else was, so I didn't know how much I could drink, but one time I was with Dan Robinson, who was up in Washington meeting with a researcher up there, Dr. Chi, and we asked him, how much could a person drink if he were to take it? And he says, oh, you could drink a whole gallon in one day if you wanted to, but I don't know why you'd want to. So I thought, well, that sounds safe to me. I don't think I'll be drinking a gallon a day. So I decided to go on a 6-month program for myself and drink different amounts to see how I felt.
Right.
Start out with a small amount and then increase it and go back and forth just to see how I felt inside. Well, the first thing I noticed is my energy level jumped up a few notches, and I was trying to get some other people started and I couldn't, so I kept taking it, and the first thing I noticed, one outstanding thing that happened to me, I don't know if I want to say this, but it was just a simple little thing that happened, but it was no other reason why. It wasn't this product that helped me. And so I stopped taking it for a while, and I got that sore back.
Mm-hmm. So you just had a sore that had been prevalent on your body for quite some time, and you hadn't been able to take care of it.
Over and over, it'd come and go, and I could never get rid of it, and it takes so long to get over it, and then the time I was over it, it only lasts for maybe a 30-day period, and then it was back again. Well, when I started drinking this, it would go on and on and on, and I thought, wow, that's pretty good. Maybe there's something else. And so as time went on, there was this I'd try it on, and this, and another thing was really important was I had a problem with my left arm, and the doc told me I had arthritis. And I thought, well, maybe that'll help, but I doubt it. So I just kept drinking it, and I went on this with my mind made up. I'll go for 6 months, and if I don't see anything major in 6 months, then I just figured it's not that good. But the interesting thing, I went five months, and all of a sudden I realized this arm was going up and down, and there was no pain.
Really?
And it has never come back. So the arthritis disappeared. Scared it out of me, I guess.
So I guess that extra energy level at your age has been really, really nice to have, right?
But the energy level is what really has stuck with me over the years. You know, my age, I'm 88,
You're
almost
88.
89, and my energy level is, I get up every morning at 5:15. I go to bed every night at 12 o'clock. Crazy.
I think we're gonna go drink some more Asea after this.
But that's just been my life. I grew up on a farm, and I was used to getting up early in the morning and working, and so that didn't bother me. So getting up early and staying up late and working hard all day, and I get a lot of exercise in because I have a little custom business that I take care of, about 300 customers, and it's trying on me. I'm the last one live, and I lost so many friends, all my schoolmates. Out of 256, there's only 17 of us left. And we had a class reunion here just a short time ago, and there was only just a few of them in there, and some of them came in wheelchairs, and some had other problems, but there's a couple.
That's
The direction I want to see this, I want the whole world to have it.
me too.
I mean, the world is sick. Everyone has problems.
That's right.
But all the little problems that I have had, it's fixed. So I started passing some of this out to some of my friends, and the first thing you know, I was making 1,000 gallons, and I was shipping it all over the world. Cost me a lot of money, but I was trying to prove to myself that it was safe, it was good, and other people felt like I did. That was very beneficial, and there is a lot of people using that product
That's
today as a
amazing.
result of that. In fact, when we got Asea going, there's some of those people that I was feeding them this product and making it myself with the machine in the office, and after that, when we formed Asea, a lot of those people wanted me to give it to them, and I said, no, I'm sorry, I'm out of business.
You're out of business. So again, you guys were doing all this research. You were headed down a pharmaceutical path. But tell us where Virtus Norton came into the picture.
Say that once more. I'm
Tell
not
us,
sure.
tell us how. So Virtus Norton. So this, you guys were spending a lot of money, and you weren't getting to the direction where you wanted to be, and you got Virtus Norton involved.
Yeah, this is
So,
this is
hey,
the most
Scott,
interesting
pause for
thing.
just a second. Let me just clarify it for your audience. So this gentleman is the
Mhm.
biochemist who originally discovered the molecules and created them. He just didn't have the funding to keep going. That's when he reached out to Virtus because of Virtus's technical and science backgrounds. And so that's how he got a company.
Mhm.
But that's the original guy. So now he's going to talk about Virtus, which
Yeah.
is okay.
Yeah, what I find fascinating about this is, he had it tested, and it's like in the test, it sounds like it's going to do all these great things, but nobody else wanted to drink it. So he basically
Right.
experimented on himself. And
Yeah.
and after 6 months, he had all these amazing things happen. And then he just went to see, is it just me? Am I crazy? So he starts giving it to people, like producing and sending it to people all over the world because he wanted to see, is this just my imagination or is this really happening? I like that part. That was fascinating. And
Yeah.
and also that's really brave,
Well,
Uh,
for sure. But he knew the molecules couldn't possibly hurt anybody since
right.
they're native to your body. So there was minimal risk.
Because we had gone through a lot of people initially, and to start Asea, my oldest son Jerry was a friend of Tyler Norton, and Jerry was doing some programs with him with Virtus, Tyler's father. And when he told me about he was retired and from Kraft Food and was tired of golfing and wanted to do something, but he wanted to do something that would help people. And so I had Jerry set up a meeting between me and Jerry and Virtus. And he was swept away with it, but he was very cautious. So he took some samples and sent to the East Coast and the West Coast and had it and see how close they came back. And they both came back very positive. So then he really got excited and thought, well, maybe there is something here. So we talked, we met every 2 weeks, and me and Dan and Virtus. And then we went from there and we started Asea, but it's just grown into a phenomenal company. And I give Virtus all the credit because he's a phenomenal individual that knows how to make things work if it's good. And he proved to himself that it was good. And it made me feel better too,
Because he was
I was
getting-
the Lone Ranger
Because
out
he
there.
was getting the results like you were. He felt better, felt like a younger man again, and had more stamina. And he was doing all the research because I think, what did I read? You had like 6 major universities looking at doing some research on the product.
Yes, a lot of research.
I say this is important too. I think people need to know is how much research has been done on these products.
There's
And still happening.
of dollars that
Yeah,
have been
yeah, it's
spent
ongoing.
in research since Asea began, and a lot more patents have been accumulated. We're now in many, many foreign, excuse me, foreign countries. The last I heard, it was 45, but it could be more.
Well, it's actually over 30 countries around the world. We're starting to move through Asia, and the demand is growing rapidly. Really, in other countries as well. They can't wait till we come, till ASEA opens in their countries as well.
I really get excited when I hear this news, because thinking back what I went through, mostly by myself, trying to get this thing off, and I didn't have the expertise to do it all by myself. But when I was introduced to Vertus, and he caught on, and he tested it and proved it, the whole world would be so much better if they would all drink this. They think,
Yeah, I'm going to pause it right there. The whole world would be so much better if everybody could drink this, right? Now, um, the unfortunately it is expensive, Frank.
Oh, without a doubt, you know, yeah. I
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that. But what's not expensive? A night out on the town or dinner is is expensive. You know? I mean, you have to really put it in perspective. What Think about what people spend on some of their luxury or favorite things or recreation. Um, I don't know, like, do we as a society have our priorities right, in which our health needs to be our number one priority? If you don't have that, you can't enjoy any of the other. So it's really a matter
Yeah.
of perspective. And um I like I don't disagree that it's costly, but from my perspective, it's worth it. It's worth every gosh darn penny.
Yeah, I agree. Um, hopefully as more people catch on to this and it becomes more popular, the price will come down. So that's another reason why we need to get the word out and get, more people on it. I talked to my
Yeah.
sister. She's finally on board. She wants to try it. And she said, okay, and also I want her to be an associate, like my right
Yep.
hand man, so
Yeah.
to speak.
Yeah.
And she's in the perfect position to do it because she's a beautician. She owns a beauty salon. So for 8 or 10 hours a day, because she works so much, she's got these captive, you know, uh, audience. And
Yeah.
if she's using it, I mean, I know that it's going to have a good effect on her, then she could talk about it to these people and get more people to use it. But she goes, okay, Scott, I want to try one bottle, and then after that, if I see how it works, then maybe I'll do the associate thing. I'm like, Maria, one bottle's not enough, all right? Like, what do you recommend? How much? I mean, I think people should try one case. This is my suggestion. You purchase one case the first time and you go through the what is it 4 ounces a day, 2 ounces in the morning, 2 ounces at night, and
Correct.
after that case, if you don't feel like 100% better, if you have ailments that if they're not clear, if you don't feel anything, then okay, stop. Right, you can say that, or actually some people say what 3 months is the
Yeah.
really what you should do,
There
right?
is a 30-day back money back guarantee too, Scott. That's
Oh,
important
that's
for
right.
people to know. So, if someone tries it and you know it's not after the first 2 weeks they haven't felt
Mm-hmm.
something, I would
Mm-hmm.
say come that month, go ahead and ask for your refund. But
Mm-hmm.
give it the full month. Give your body a
Oh yeah.
chance and do take the 4 ounces a day. So that's basically really that's 4 bottles is really about a month's supply.
Yeah, it's 32 days, I believe. The math works
Yes,
out to 32 days. And
absolutely.
well, I'm so confident that for after a case of this, Like I said, I went through, for me, you sent me the first case. I went through 3 bottles and then I stopped taking it because I had 1 bottle left. I didn't know when I was going to be getting any more. I thought, okay, I'm just gonna. It's like my emergency, If I start feeling really bad or something, I'll dip into it. Um, and then after I stopped taking it, I definitely felt the decline. So I think anybody who purchases a case and goes through that whole case at the end of that month, you're going to want to keep doing it. In fact, I was craving it after I stopped after the 3 bottles. The taste, which is it's a very unique taste, and at first it's a little strange, and then it gets better, and then when you stop taking it, you crave that taste again. It's just like any other flavor that you get a craving for.
Yep,
Your body's
100%.
telling you this is something that you want, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Frank, why don't I go to that
The
PowerPoint
PowerPoint?
you
Yeah,
sent
that'd
me,
be awesome.
and okay. All right, so testimonials and injury healing
And
skin related matters.
yeah, and
Should I
that
play that?
all these are shared directly from that same
Uh-huh.
Facebook group that I mentioned.
I really appreciate you doing the work for this to get this put together, Frank.
Yeah, and like Scott, if anybody reaches out to you and like a copy of it, feel free to send it to them.
Okay, so I thought this was a video, but yeah. Scars heal faster, right?
Yeah, I
And
mean, I mean, see, a picture tells 1,000 words. I personally know,
wow, look at that.
that's Carmen from our team, Scott. Carmen had a surgery. She was in a pretty bad accident. This is Lucinda. That's a different one. Yeah. Um, that's 5 weeks after surgery. Look at the scar. It,
Weeks. I'm
it,
like, no way.
yeah. And just because, so for her at that moment, really her body is focusing her cells, her brain is telling the cells that, hey, you need to get repaired there. We'll work on other things after, but right there, you got an open wound. So it's kind of prioritizing it to get that wound healed quickly so that there's no what potential cause for an infection. So that's kind of how that's working it. You could delete that slide. That was a mistake. My bad. So this guy is he that was a kind of a funny one. He basically fell getting off a boat and did some damage. Well, this was like 1 week after. So another great story. So this one involves more drinking the molecules. This lady, she suffered with the horrible condition called migraines, which if you've never had one, you can't even describe it or imagine how debilitating they are. And yeah, she's smiling and happy because what does she say? I'm new to Redox. Actually, I've only been drinking Redox drink for 40 days, but have been headache and migraine free for 38 of those 40 days. So after 2 days of drinking the molecule, Scott, she didn't have
Mhm.
headaches anymore. In the last 14 days, I've also got rid of my neck tension. That's beautiful. This next
Yeah.
story coming up is about a woman who had some complications, and this is related to a pregnancy. And the moral of the story is she had problems with health issues, thyroid specifically, which was causing all kinds of uh, metabolism issues, as well as some other autoimmune diseases that she suffered with. And after taking the Asea, she was able to get pregnant, had a healthy pregnancy, didn't gain a lot of weight, and she's got a beautiful baby boy. And so it's really a beautiful story. So now, cause that video that Scott and I were wanting to show you, Virtus, the man in the video was the original biochemist who discovered the molecules and working with them to create them as a supplement to drink. Um, but Virtus is the guy who kind of took over the company from him and basically got it to where it is today. Okay. But Virtus along the way had given out samples to 135 of his family and friends. I think that's what the guy was referring to, that gentleman in the video from the West and the East. And Big Pharma approached Virtus and they wanted to buy Asea. And, you know, Virtus was already retired. This was the third time he had retired. It's not like he needed to work anymore. But one of the conditions that the pharmaceutical company had was that he had to retract all those samples he gave out and stop immediate production and distribution of the product. And Versus basically said, oh, hell no. I would never take it away from the people who are currently using it and having benefits. And by the way, I want the whole world to know about this product. So I don't want to give you the opportunity to put it under lock and key and not have another soul have access to these healing molecules that I call miraculous molecules, to be honest with you. Scott, you know from your own personal family situation with your mom. I don't know if you want to share that personal information, but
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, actually, I was really hoping to have a message from my mom, video recorded, but she is feeling great, but she just had another treatment, chemotherapy treatment a couple of days ago, so that kind of knocked her off her feet. But yeah, it's it's pretty amazing. So when she first was tested for biomarkers for the big C, um, I want to say it was like in the mid 200s, 250, something like that. And then when she started her chemotherapy treatment, it went not down by half. And then that treatment kind of plateaued and it didn't get any better. So she started another, more like stronger chemo, the one that makes your hair fall out. And she's been using the Asea the whole time. And her energy is up. Last time I spoke to her, I use the word effervescent. She was just bubbly, and she's her mental state was really good. But I just got a message from my sister Maria recently, and after her most recent test, her big C markers are down to like 25 or something like that, which that's a 90% reduction, which okay, uh, I know a lot of that's probably what the doctors are doing, but I can't help thinking that the ASEA is helping because Frank, your mother didn't get any treatment and it had the same effect on her or had that effect on her, right?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not going to give the doctors any credit. I'm sorry, doctors and medical people out there. I think it's the ASEA that's doing it, and it's what's getting her to bounce back from the treatments really back quickly. So yeah, it's amazing.
Speaking of doctors, I had an appointment last Tuesday with my personal care physician, and what I thought was going to be an appointment. So him and his wife just had twins in February, and he wanted to take paternity leave from the larger corporate run medical clinics that I won't say the name, but he was under one of those type of establishments, and that's where I went for my primary health care. And he decided that being and helping his wife with his twins was a lot more important than his job at the moment, and he decided to leave the healthcare industry. But he said at my last appointment last December, he said, Frank, look me up in February on Google or LinkedIn. And he said, let's connect because I'm interested in that Asea product you brought to my attention. And he said, I'd like to talk more about it, but I can't discuss anything just yet. So the windup is he started his own concierge medical practice where he could do what he wants. He doesn't have to follow the whole gamut of the corporate type structure. And he's going to do a whole complete holistic approach to medicine because he believes in really healing people and not just writing a prescription. The point is, that appointment that I had with him, he said, Frank, I want to offer the Asea products as part of my general practice. He says, but I won't have them come up signed up under me. So if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to refer every patient that's open to it to to connect with you and order through you. And I said, I'd be happy to do that. He said, he said, as much as I would love to have the money that could come of this, he said, it all should go to you. You brought it to my attention, and
Okay.
together we're going to help heal people, which is what we want to do. That's our mission: healing people who need healing, making people feel better, and making them be able to live a quality of life that health conditions can really impact. And, you know, I've had some things. I was blind in one eye, and now I'm better. My diabetes. I don't even hardly ever take insulin because I don't need it. I've lost weight. I feel good. I don't know. Like if I didn't share that with people to let them know, hey, I know of something that might be helpful to you. Oh, and by the way, if you don't have no health issues and you're a runner or an athlete, that your rebound of getting after your workout, taking it as a post-workout supplement is phenomenal. Olympians use it.
Hmm.
Professional athletes use it. They're just hush about it because they're under contracts with their people who signed them up. So they have tight lips. But that back to that one slide, Scott, the point I wanted to make on that slide is there's a lot that goes on out there. Asea decided not to sell out. He said, for no amount of money in the world would I ever sell this company to you or any other big pharmaceutical companies so that you can take it under lock and key and never have it available to the public again. So there's companies out there that you may be using products that you think are natural, like Burt's Bees. Well, Clorox bought them out. Seventh
Hmm.
Generation, I believe that's a big one in Targets. Unilever bought them out. Tom's of Maine, another health supplement type natural company,
Did
bought
Frank,
bought out by
did
Colgate.
did they buy these and then bury them, or did they buy them and rebrand them?
So they did not rebrand them. They bought the companies. But if you think you're getting that same safe
Oh,
quality type of the product, because these bigger companies are going to use their efficiencies and economies of scale in the production, and they're going to take shortcuts and they're going to do it their way. So just because you once loved that product doesn't mean that's the same product you once loved. And we just want to bring that to your attention so that you're aware, because the public, your audience, Scott, they need to know. They need to know what's available and they need to know the truth. And that's what we're sharing here tonight.
well, that's why I would like to look at some more of these stories. Like, just randomly, I just stopped on one because it's not just for old people, like you said, for athletes. Did you know that when uh, let me see, Dr. Neiman gave mice Asea redox, the mice ran 29% faster versus mice not given Asea redox. In the last few years, we have had many accomplished athletes use and endorse ASEA. So this is why I wanted to point out it's not just for people who are over 60. And I definitely noticed when I was exercising, I can't go outside now because it's too damn hot. But I want to look at a couple more of these stories. I think this one was
Yeah, and you're
no,
looking at the real Redux results Facebook group, correct?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
this woman says, I've got my daughter back. And, okay, yeah. I want this story was kind of long, is it? But I want to read it anyway. To Lindsay, cellular breakdown looks like a college swimmer that trains hard in and out of the pool, lifts weights, eats clean, healthy, organic, whole foods, avoids sugars, and literally every single calorie in her mouth, and still gains weight. Why? How? Because she was full of inflammation. And that's what when you exercise a lot, that's what causes the inflammation. She was broken down at the cellular level, and it showed up as hormonal imbalance, various intestinal and colon issues, inflammatory bowels, inflammation of intestinal tract, a lot of other things, which then led to fatigue, irritability, depression, and starving herself so she wouldn't gain weight. She was poked, prodded, scanned. She was she did all these tests that doctors were doing for her. This went on for 4 years. We finally found a GYN doctor who connected the dots. He moved quickly and performed surgery to remove tissue that was actually in the lining of her female parts, her bladder, her colon. Also explains her bowel was had. How did people, such young people, have all these problems? Explains her young bowel colon problems, her stomach problems. Fast forward to now. The picture is 2 weeks post-op. She had been on Asea redox molecules for a few months prior to surgery. The day before surgery, she drank an entire bottle. Now, see, this is what I think is interesting too. So if you're out there, if you're planning to have a procedure done, this is a good idea too. She drank an entire bottle of Asea throughout the day and used the Renew 28 gel on her stomach where they're going to do the surgery. After the surgery, the doctor said he could not believe, after seeing how bad her condition was, that the cyst hadn't ruptured, causing her to go into emergency surgery. I know why. It's due to the amazing molecules. Okay, so I'm gonna stop there. But this is a young person in the pictures. She's a young person and she had all these problems, and the ASEA helped her. And drinking an entire bottle before going to have major surgery done. That I thought that was a great idea. But I mean,
No,
you go on that, if you go check
yeah,
out that page on Facebook and look at story after story after story. I mean, how much more convincing does anybody need?
I don't know. I just hope that even if you don't have a need, if you know someone that does, can you please just share this with them? Have them reach out to Scott, and Scott will reach out to me, and together we'll help them. Um, our mission is we want to help, and I know Scott wants to help animals. He wants to open up centers for all the stray dogs in Southeast Asia. And this product, two people on our team, four people on our team actually are involved with animals. And I will tell you, Carmen had a stray cat come and just decide that that's where she wanted to be. And she was all mauled and all kinds of stuff. And it took a few days for the cat to allow Carmen to come anywhere near it. So Carmen was putting the molecules right in the cat's food, which is not the most ideal way to take a sea because
Mm,
you don't want the molecules to be eaten up by the food. You'd rather have them absorbed in your own body, but
mm,
it's better than nothing. So she started to see some
right.
improvement a little bit over time. And over time that cat, like 4 days in, is allowing Carmen to approach it. And now she's putting it in her water. Cats are, I guess, are really finicky about their water and their food. So that taste may not, but intuitively, an animal knows that when they need something, whether it's a specific mineral or vitamin, they're going to find it. They're going to look for it. When a dog eats grass, you know they're doing it because they just need to for their own digestive system. So the she's now able to put the Renew 28 on all the poor cat was just, I don't know what kind of animal attacked it, but um just a lot of wounds, and the wounds are healing nicely, and the cat has now warmed up to Carmen, because and Carmen's the one that had the surgery on the leg. So together they're healing together with the tube of the Renew 28 gel, and drinking the molecules. So just wanted to share, like, if you love your animals and you know that your animals got a condition, by all means, a little goes a long way, and
Hmm.
it's the right thing to do.
So I'm
So Scott,
looking through these the real redox, and I found this is interesting. So I became a believer in reflexology 35 years ago when a reflexologist fixed a neck problem I had. It was so funny. Real quick, I went into her office. I laid down on the table there, and the problem with my neck was would come and go. And when I walked in, she touched my foot on one of these spots here where it's for the neck, and I jumped. Like it was so painful. And she's like, "Oh, your neck's hurting you again." I like, "Oh yeah, I meant to tell you that." But yeah, rubbing it on your feet, since see your feet are connected to every organ and part of your body. So by rubbing the redox on your feet, you can affect all those areas.
yeah,
That's interesting.
another good thing to do for on your feet is the magnesium spray, because we're all magnesium deficient. That's another good place to apply that, is if you wanted a health tip. Not that it has anything to do with the SEA, but I thought it kind of, this is a sharing.
Right.
um
Right. Yeah. All right.
Scott, I had asked if there was any questions, and it didn't look like there was any in the comments.
Mhm.
But you want to see if there's anyone who wants to buy you a coffee for a reading, or talk about the promotion that we're going to throw.
Yeah. Well, let's repeat that. I'm available for private readings, and I'm offering a special price of $55 for an hour. And yeah, if anybody out there, I mean, we don't have a whole lot of people watching right now because maybe people don't understand this product and they don't think it's for them, and so they're not tuning in for that. But mm, I don't know. Maybe
But
we
maybe the
shouldn't
people.
try to mix the what I do with what ASEA is. But I want to give you a platform because I do believe in this. I believe people can live healthier, happier, longer, and I'd like to see more people feeling better. So,
Yeah.
what does it take to be an associate? And here's another thing that we should talk about is how if you're really ambitious and if you're a go-getter salesperson, you can make a lot of money with this product. So if somebody wanted to become an associate, what would they have to do?
So Scott, the associate program is, which we are both. The enrollment's a little bit different. You can convert from a monthly subscriber to an associate. It's just doing a few changes in the logon. Then there's some enrollment packages that have like some really fantastic deals for the package you get for an enrollment versus what you would get as just a preferred subscriber. And then there's a $40 fee for use of your own personal website. ASEA provides you with a link to your own website, a online cell phone app, And basically, what you want to do is just share the product and sign people up and create a cart and help people. It's really just about sharing on social media. So for someone who's young or retired and has the time, I have a full-time job that I'm very dedicated to and very, very busy. So I have very limited time,
Right.
but I will make the time to help obviously anyone. Um, and I've gotten up in the middle of the night to process someone's order because they needed it and didn't want to wait. Um,
Mm.
there's it's just a matter of sharing, creating a social media page, and look. By the way, if you become an associate between me and Scott, we've already done some of the work. So what you do is you go to my Facebook page, Holistic Breakthrough Healing with Asea Redox.
Descriptions in the comments. I mean the links in the description. Sorry.
Okay. And you just copy and share whatever you feel is pertinent to your audience. So we are a team at ASEA, and all of us associates pick and choose things that we like that we're going to copy and share from another member of the team, or another member of the team is going to come up with something and take and share with something you might have created or I created, so that it's the same messages going out to multiple different audiences. And that's really about it. It's really about communicating, having a passion for healing. But my personal recommendation is if someone had the financial resources, um, to start off as an associate, even if you don't even do one thing with it except get that benefit of the enrollment pack, because there's a lot of goodies that come with it,
Hmm.
um, versus the first time order. If you wanted to, like for me, I started in December of 2022. It wasn't until I got back from the convention in September of 2023 that I did one thing to help share and promote the product. Simply
Right. Yeah.
because I I had to believe it first. So I
Hmm.
say you get the enrollment packet if you can, and you use it, and you use it religiously, and above all, you track your results.
Yeah.
You have it documented for your own self worth and mindset that hey, I didn't buy snake oil.
Yeah.
I wrote down my results. I
Yeah.
did at the very current day before day 0, then day 7, and then day 30, 60, and 90. And you're going to, I don't have to tell you because we already
Mm.
know. We already know it's going to have great results.
Yeah. So I'm looking through the Facebook page again, and I really like trying to understand the science, and so I want to share this. Is this it?
While you're looking there, Scott, Sherry has a question. She says, hey, Scott, which product did you tell me about the other day was for my son's knees?
Yeah,
Was it
that's
Renew?
the Renew 28.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that Cherie in comment? Oh, hi. Yeah, hi, Cherie. Um, yeah, absolutely. That's the stuff that would work.
Yeah, and if
Yeah.
someone has pain, that gel 3 times in 5 minutes, any discomfort or pain anywhere, I use it daily for the big because why it works on inflammatory response. It reduces inflammatory response. And what is that big A letter word? Arthritis. That's
Uh-huh.
inflammatory response. And
Right.
that's something that you're going to notice a benefit with. One,
So
one of the best.
I want to look at this post by this guy who calls himself a biology nerd, uh, and he says, I was pretty certain that I knew the parts of the cell and the functionality of each. I was mistaken. I understood cytoplasm. I had never heard of cytosol. I also had the concept that cells communicate from cell to cell, but wasn't really clear on how or why they communicate within the cell. Now, see, this is important. I want people to understand this because we talk about cell communication. I'm like, what does that mean? I don't understand that. Before I tell you what I learned, here's some of the fun, at least for I think so, cell facts. The adult healthy human has over 37 trillion cells, only exceeded by the number of bacteria. That's funny. We have more bacteria than we have cells. We
My
have
gosh.
approximately 86 billion brain cells that last a lifetime. And the largest cell is the ovum. Maybe these are not the interesting things that I wanted to read. Um, let's get back to the cytosol. Turns out it is a liquid within cytoplasm, allowing all the mitochondria and other organelles to move around and perform their specialized tasks. Every cell has cytosol regardless of its specific function. In this cytosol, a redox reaction takes place. Three amino acids are brought together to form a tripeptide. We know that the mother of all antioxidants, glutathione, at this point is beginning. I am beginning to understand how redox molecules work within a cell. Once made, it is actively pumped into the mitochondria. The importance of glutathione is health and longevity cannot be understated. Taking cell redox signaling molecules is the most efficient and effective way, scientifically proven, to support the body's ability to make the amount of glutathione needed. Yes, reduce toxins, meditate, eat good food, and get plenty of sleep, but above all, get the redox cell signaling molecules into the body. Have a happy, healthy day. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, this glutathione. I was talking to a friend of mine who sells supplements, and I was trying to get him on board with this, and he wouldn't even look at it. He was closed off, and he just said, "Scott, that's just salt water." But anyways, I asked him, "Do you know what glutathione is?" And he goes, "Oh yeah," and he holds up a bottle. He goes, "I sell it on my website." I'm like, "But you realize that drinking glutathione is not really your body's not really absorbing it. It's when your body makes the glutathione, and it's your own glutathione. That's what is the benefit. So if you're taking glutathione as a supplement, you're wasting your money. Drink the
It's an
Asea,
antioxidant,
which
right?
gives your body the ability to produce the glutathione naturally. That's what's good. Because a friend of mine, Dr. Heath Motley, when I was talking to him about this, he told me that external antioxidants do almost nothing. It's like you get a very small benefit from like blueberries and all these other high antioxidants foods because they're external. It's like I heard this about vitamins a long time ago. Multivitamins, you're passing like 90% of that through your urine. You know, your body just can't absorb it. Somebody told me one time taking uh, what's the nutrient for bones? I'm having my mind's going blank right now. Um,
Calcium? Calcium?
Calcium. Yeah, like taking calcium. Somebody told me one time that trying to get calcium into your body by taking calcium supplements is like trying to get calcium by sucking on a rock. So it's the same, but it's the same thing with the glutathione that your body needs to help it work function properly. Drinking it externally isn't nearly as well as giving your body what it needs to produce it naturally.
Yep. And you were talking about the glutathione, and I'm just looking at pulling something up here because there is, I want to say, a 90% increase with drinking the Asea molecules in glutathione, and
Right.
an increase of the activation of your NRF2 pathway by
Yes.
60%. So this is this is pretty significant. And like you said, buying a supplement that is foreign to your body versus your body being able to produce its native, its own,
Right.
is quite no comparison.
So when I was doing my research on this, it's the NFR2 molecule that releases the glutathione, or I don't.
Yeah.
You'd have to listen to the doctors talk about that. But
Speaking of
listen,
which,
Frank.
Scott, let's just mention quickly that for any folks that would be interested, there is, say you have a question and you want to ask a doctor. Asea has a Ask the Doctor weekly calls, Saturdays, Mondays, Wednesdays, multiple times during the week. If you want to be an associate and want to get some business training, the amount of support and training that the company provides is honestly incredible. So if you're interested, please let Scott or myself know, and we'll be glad to share whatever resources that you need to help others feel good, heal, as well as yourself, and make some money.
Yeah.
Sorry, Scott.
No, no, it's no problem. Look, we're coming up on an hour, and I haven't had my coffee or any breakfast yet since I got up extra early. Got up extra early to get on early to reach as many people as possible while we're doing live. But how about I do a reading here for what? I mean, we often we do like what does the universe want us to know for the next week? But since we're talking about health, maybe we
Hmm.
can do something specifically.
What maybe the question of, is Asea Redox a precursor to the future med beds?
Ah, okay. Yeah, and that's been my intuition on this is that um and I was listening to Elisa on Honey's channel, and she was talking a lot about the med beds. And yeah, there's going to be a long waiting list. There's going to be a lot of people getting in those med beds, before you. So yeah, I want to see what is the relate. Yeah, does okay, yeah. ASEA, what is the I'm going to ask it like this instead of a yes no. What is is there a relationship, or what is the relationship between ASEA and the whole new medical system that we're going to be using in the future?
I think that's perfect.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to go through this one by one. Oh, and yeah, you see. So I asked, what is the relationship with the medical industry today? And this is a resignation that we've got to recognize that the system today is broken. And
Ain't
you
that the
notice
truth?
this is building physical, something physical. So this is all the corruption that has been put into the medical business. So, remember last time when I first asked about ASEA, I got I got the Ace of Pentacles. Now I've got the Page of Pentacles, and this is a new way of looking at health. When I look at this Pentacles, I see a cell. And so yeah, this is a new way. And by the way, we have this High Priestess here. So this is a supplement that's been given to mankind from our higher selves. It's like it was channeled. I often wondered, how did the person who came up with the machine that that does this, how did they discover it? How did they get this idea? Well, this was something that um, came from a higher source. And definitely like the pages are beginnings, are starting something new. So yeah, by probably 70%, I would say, of things like what like you, Frank, your story. Um, you wouldn't need the med bed now so much to help with your, your uh
Anything like
the
diabetes.
diabetes, because like 70% of people's problems, I believe, or maybe a large percent, can be helped with the ASEA. It's like planting the seeds that would then be uh, revitalized by the med beds. So yeah,
Oh,
I do believe what I really like is this though, that ASEA is something that it's like a gift from our higher selves.
that's
The
awesome.
inspiration that it must have taken to come up with something like that, you know? Okay. And I want to thank Cherie for being in the chat. Definitely want to try the gel. Oh, and so she's not on a subscription, but she regularly purchases it. So if she makes a purchase now, she'll get the gel for free.
So if she buys a case of the um Asea Redox molecules, the 4 bottle case, she will get a tube of the gel for free. But it's got to be tonight because it ends at tonight.
Oh wow, in just a few hours.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Frank. Well, we'll get to the top of the hour, and like I said, I haven't had my coffee and breakfast yet, and I need to get outside and do a few things before
It
it
gets
gets
too
too
hot.
hot.
Yeah.
They keep predicting 108, 109, forecasting, I should say, forecasting 108, 109. Hopefully we won't reach that forecast, but it's been about 104. It's never been. I've been here 20 years. I've never experienced this hot of weather here.
And it's a humid hot, right, Scott? It's not like a dry heat like Arizona. It's
Yeah. Yeah, 30 people in Bangkok have died from heat stress. So yeah,
wow.
it's pretty bad.
Dehydration probably.
Yeah, just heat exhaustion.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it happened to me one time. I was down in the in the southern part of Thailand. I was decided to hike over a mountain with a friend of mine, and I felt like I was going to die. It was so bad. Okay, Frank. Well, thanks for coming on and sharing all this
Yeah.
with us.
Thanks for having me.
I know that this is especially important for you because of the changes you've seen in your own body. For me, I mean, like I said, I've been blessed. Thank you to the Creator, because I have no major health. I have no health issues now other than my eye.
And and Scott, do you
That's the
straighten
cataract.
your eye?
Yeah. I've been doing it, but
Okay.
a cataract is a like a physical barrier thing, so it has to be
Yeah.
physically
Taken
removed. It
out.
has to be cut out. You know.
Yeah.
Um, but that and like I said, it's a kind of a bathroom thing, but my digestion is a lot better. I It's so weird. I eat less for one thing. It's also the heat. You don't want to eat so much when it's so hot, but I eat
Right.
less and I go to the bathroom once a day in the morning. That's it. And the amount of waste that comes out of me is less than usual. And then when I clean up, there's like nothing on the paper. So
Yeah.
when I stopped using the ASEA, that went away. So you know, if you want to spend less time in the bathroom, drink Asea.
Yeah, it actually detoxifies you. It's an amazing detox.
Mhm. All right, Frank. Well, thank you very much for everything you do for the getting this product out there. I know it's important to you, and I appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate the time, Scott, and your audience for joining us tonight. And like I said, I'll honor that discount for the readings. So
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. So, in case you didn't catch that out there, uh, Frank is going to what's I keep
subsidize,
losing my words. Uh,
subsidize.
Subsidize. That's the word. Frank is going to subsidize uh, reading, so I can offer you a very low price of $55. And Frank's going to pitch in to help me out because things are a little bit slow right now. Frank knows that, and Frank's such a big-hearted, nice guy. And I really am in your debt, Frank. So if there's anything I can ever do for you, you let me know.
You allowed me here on your channel. What more can I
Well,
ask for?
I'm on. It's an honor to have you here. This is a great message for people, and yeah, let's get healthier. It's a little bit sad and frustrating that only like a dozen people showed up for this live. And I know that it'll get much fewer views than when I talk about woo woo stuff or have honey on and we're talking about aliens and other worlds and the astral plane and things like that. But it's kind of sad, that people are more interested in these external things, which are all very important, but we got to take care of our physical bodies too. Let's not. And this is something that Honey stressed before: uh, proper diet and exercise. And she doesn't say this, but I'm going to say it: the ASEA. So,
Yeah,
anyways, Frank, thanks for all you do. I really appreciate you, and we'll come back on in a few weeks and tell people again about it.
sounds good, Scott. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks again.
All right, Frank, hold on just for a second after we sign off. I want to talk to you. All right,
Okay.
goodbye, everybody. Thank you.